Hey and welcome. I'm your boy Solo. In this video, I'll be going over how to set up Snapcam with OBS for Twitch. And before I waste any more time, let's jump into it. To get started, let's jump over to Google and search for Snapcam. It should be the first one that pops up. If it's not the first one that pops up, just look for the one that says www.snapcam.snapchat.com. So it'll be the second one for me. It was the first one last time, but I did click on the wrong one first, and we're just going to give this one here a click. Okay, when you click the link, it should bring you over to the Snapcam Snapchat website, and there's going to be a download button. When you click this, it's going to bring you to a page that's going to give you the system requirements and the Snap Camera license agreement. These are things you're going to have to accept, but you can go through the operating systems required and the hardware minimal specs. If your hardware doesn't meet the minimum specs, it probably won't run. It won't run very smooth on low spec stuff. I did find a little bit of a problem with it, and I had a little bit of an issue getting this to work with a capture card. So keep that in mind as well. I run my HDMI cord from my hand cam to my capture card. Does not work for this. I had to use a USB webcam. So if you have a DSLR camera hooked up to your capture card, this will not work. You will need a USB camera, or you could get a cam link which converts HDMI over to a camera, and Snapcam will think it's a camera. But the AverMedia card, like I said, the Live Gamer Duo and the Live Gamer 4K will not work with Snapcam. I've tried many times. My camera connected over the HDMI does not work. So that's a little disclaimer. This does not seem to work with capture cards over HDMI, and I ended up using a webcam. And on that note, big shout out to ZN One Man Clan from over on Twitch there, who lent me this webcam actually so that I could make this here video. This video wouldn't be possible without him hooking me up here with a webcam on the Boro. But that being said, all we need to do is scroll down here, click I've read the license agreement, and click the I am not a robot. After that, you don't need to put your email in or nothing. Just click download for PC or download for Mac. This is just like any other app. When it's done downloading, we're just going to click it and install it like any other application. But before you install it, make sure you close down OBS. And if you have this camera already added to one of your scenes, I suggest removing it, or when you install it, it will say that it's in use when you open up OBS. So then you'll have some issues. So what I suggest doing is opening OBS and removing this camera from your scene, and then we'll re-add it afterwards. So once it's downloaded, just give it a click. Windows is going to prompt you with the can this here make changes to your computer. We're just going to click yes. It's going to ask us some things. We're going to click next, accept. We're going to leave it in the default location because we don't want it to be somewhere where we can't find it. We're going to create a desktop shortcut for this one as well, so it'll be easier for us to find. You don't need to launch it every single time because it will start with Windows, but just keeping it there so if you have to make changes or something, it'll make it very easy for us to access it. And that's it. We're just going to click the install. Do make sure to turn off everything that might be using the cam. Like if you're using Discord and it's accessing your camera, those things, when the Snapcam shows up, it will say that the camera's in use, and it will not be able to use it if that camera is in use. It took me a long time to figure out how to remove it from everything. It is worth it. Make sure that it's all turned off. It took me a long time to figure out how to turn it off in a few things, but just removing it from everywhere in the system should be good enough. Like OBS, if you open up OBS or if you open up Discord and have it added to those softwares, it will say that it's in use. Okay, we're going to click finish, and it's going to load up. We're just going to click next and click finish. Okay, and if it loads up and you see something right away, it's going to give me some eyelashes here, but it should load up right away and you should be able to see it. If this loads up like this here, perfect. But if it does show some other thing, like if it shows that the camera's not showing up, you can go in here to the settings and make sure that it's set to the one that you're using, and make sure that you choose your camera resolution if it's not already selected. So make sure you keep that in mind. Then we're just going to click back. This is all we need to do for the software. The software's installed. So what we're going to do is we're going to close down the website, and from here, we're going to open up OBS. So if you have this camera in the scene, it'll instantly shut this one here off. Alright, and I'll show you what I'm talking about here. So in here, I'm going to add a video capture device. We're going to add a new capture device. We're going to use, it's either Snap Camera in here. We're going to use the USB mic. We're going to use custom. We're going to go to the resolution 720p, and we're going to click OK. Now, if we close down Snapcam, we're just going to give it a close here. Okay, so if you have it loaded up like this here in your OBS, let's say you have it over here and you have a camera over here, just gonna make this here a little small. If you have it like this here and you go to open up Snap Camera, we're going over here. This is what you're gonna get. So if you have it open in any other applications, you are gonna see no video camera input. Device is unavailable or being used by another thing. So if you have it already added to your scene, I suggest either changing it. So in here, you can change it. Once it's installed and you have it like this and you see that come up, what I would do is change to Snap Camera, click OK, go over to Snap Camera, and we are going to need to close this down and reopen it. So we're going to close down OBS and Snap Camera. We have to close it down here, quit it down here, open it back up, and there we go. Perfect. We'll give myself my eyebrows. We'll get that looking again. And when we open it up, because we selected Snapcam, it should show up on our stream. So there you go. If you do have that problem, that's how easy it is to fix. It's super easy. Just go down here, activate, deactivate. I do suggest closing it all the way down and then loading it back up will probably be the best bet for fixing it. But like I said, make sure it's turned off everywhere. Make sure it's turned off in any program you might be using, like OBS or Discord. Just make sure that they're not being accessed. And if you do see that error load up, the easiest way to fix it is close everything down, remove it from the scenes, or like I did, I changed the scene from the camera, the USB device, to the Snap Camera, and that's all you'll need to do. And then Snap Camera will load up through here. And as long as it's loaded up here on the side, it will work. So you can give this here closed down. It doesn't need to be in the way. So if you were just going with one, this would be fine. This is going to be easy to access. Or you can open it up and you can click through all the other ones that there possibly is in here. So you can have just about any possible look. Some of them will be better than others. Some of them won't look so good. Some of them will be great. We're just going to try a couple of beach. Oh, I like it. I like the glass. We're keeping the glasses. But you can close it down at the X after that. And there you go. There you have Snap Camera on your feed. Again, a super big shout out to ZM One Man Clan. This here video wouldn't have been possible if I didn't get the camera from him to use for this here. My stuff would not work with the capture card. So another disclaimer, like the capture cards might not work with the HDMI in, and you might be able to get past that with a Camlink device. So if you have an HDMI to USB device called Camlink, that might fix the issue that I'm having with the capture cards. So a super little cheap device to make my camera work like that. I do like the high quality camera coming in, and I like it that way, but give and take, pros and cons. If you want it to work like this here, you may have to make some sacrifices. If you have a USB camera, you're already set, and you will have no problems at all. This should work with any kind of webcam right out of the box. It was easy to set up, like you just seen it, just install, done. But that's really all there is to it. You can look through and pick a lot of different ones. You can add them to your favorites. You can make them easy to find. Like you can add them to your favorite. It'll give you a favorite list so that you'll be able to find them, easy access to it. That's it. That'll be your easy access to any of the ones that you find that you like. You'll have this here set up on stream to work just as a click of a button. I don't know how to make chat do it yet, but we'll be working on that maybe in a future video. If you think I forgot or left something out, definitely leave it in the comments below. And if you like or found this video helpful, hit the thumbs up and get subscribed for more content. Thanks for watching.